I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Studios. This is the Anthony Gargano Show on a Victory Monday. What a day yesterday. Oh, my. Oh, the improbable nature of that victory. It was one of those that we'll always remember. The two blocked field goals, and there was Jordan Davis. Oh, is he having a season? Jordan Davis rumbling for the touchdown, getting up to 18 miles an hour on the block kid. Oh, after a amazing comeback, down 26-7. The offense running in mashed potatoes. No way could they come back. But all of a sudden, the ignite switch forced to open up the offense, which had been just slow and ugly, and an offense that after the first touchdown yielded minus 10 yards over their next 4 drives. Amazing. They were so inept offensively, and all of a sudden it was wake up. There's AJ. They left to booze like a 2-0 team coming off a Super Bowl being booed off the field in the first half, booed on the first drive of the second half after the fumble that sets up a Rams touchdown. But here it was. They just needed the drive starter. They needed A.J. Brown. And there was Jalen, hits A.J. The crowd gives the Bronx cheer. And then he goes deep to A.J. for 38. Then deep again to Goddard for the touchdown. And it was on. Still, so many things needed to happen for the Eagles to win yesterday, including the 2 blocked field goals. They hadn't blocked 2 field goals in a game since 1975, since Bill Bergey did it against the Giants in the 70s. That's the last time they blocked 2 field goals. Now, there's no luck here. They saw the low trajectory of the field goals. And Jalen Carter got the first one, and then Jordan Davis. Man, he has been a godsend. The Mr. Peloton, right? Came in, and he's still got motor, and he's able to block the kick and then preserve the victory. And then for the cover, rumbles into the end zone. What a comeback. I mean, if you think about the most improbable victories, you've had the Miracle of the Meadowlands, Roman numeral 1. That was the Herm Edwards. If you remember that one, Joe Pisarcik fumbles, and they're running out the clock. But somehow they go instead of taking a knee, they try to run the ball, fumbles. Herb recovers, touchdown, Eagles win. Then there's the B. West kick return. Oh, my, B. West at the Meadowlands against the Giants. And then it's D-Jax with Tom Coughlin saying, no, don't punt it to him, no. Oh, and D-Jax brings it to the house. The only other one, which was probably the most improbable of them all, was 4th and 26 against the Packers in the playoffs. Freddie Mitchell will go down in history. He converts the catch on 4th and 26. Brett Favre throws a pick to Brian Dawkins in the end zone in overtime. Eagles win. Eagles win like yesterday. So much to unpack from this game. So first, let's look at it from the beginning because it all seemed well, right? You get the Zack Baun pick, and then the next thing you know, there's Jalen with a big QB draw, worked well. Devontae, Slim Reaper, monster game yesterday. Catches everything, catches big ones, including the the touchdown that put them up ahead, the game-winning touchdown ultimately. And there it was early. They're in the end zone. Tush push in. Eagles on the board. It feels like a party. Then it got weird, right? It got very weird because the Rams go down to kick a field goal at 7-3. Okay. And then the next 4 drives were 3 and outs. And boy, it was ugly. It was Saquon. Like, teams are loading the box on Saquon. They are selling out against the run early in downs. And it's up to Kevin Patullo to make this adjustment early in games because inside runs against a stacked box aren't going to work. And they didn't. And the offense looked putrid. It looked sickly. As Lane Johnson goes out with a stinger early, in comes Matt Pryor. He's a disaster. All right? It was jailbreak on Jalen. He's under duress, under pressure, and it's not until Fred Johnson comes in at right tackle where the offensive line started to gain a little bit of footing against that Rams young front. But that offense early, it was just some of the worst offense you see. Fans are freaking out. You know, we talked about being booed off the field. It was ugly. It was ugly. Even in the second half, they started off the sack, fumble. It was almost like they needed a reason to open it up and be aggressive. And it started with the AJ. That 8-yard throw to AJ with the Bronx cheer, then down the field to AJ for a big play, 38 yards, then to Goddard, and that got it all going. But so many things had to happen to conspire to win the game, right? Like, there was the big stop on 4th down, 26-14, right? After that, they had a huge stop, the Eagles defense, right? And then the next thing you know, it sets the stage for the Devontae, a big first down pass, right? AJ winds up scoring a touchdown, but it was a big 3rd and 10. After the Eagles stopped the Rams, right? After the touchdown, they get the ball back. It's 3rd and 10 from the 13. And you're going, oh my God. And Jalen finds Devontae for 18 yards and a first down. And that got things kicking, right? Then they have a nice drive. You know, AJ scores on the touchdown. You know, you throw it up to AJ, he's going to get it, man. He's got great hands, such a player. That comes after he's like, let's go. Jalen's talking to Patullo on the sidelines, like, dude, we got to run it this way. Come on, man. So AJ scores. It's 26-21. And then, you know, one of the things about this defense, Rams offense is legit, right? Devontae Adams and Puka and Kyron Williams, I mean, they're good. Now, holding them to field goals was everything. Like, the one thing about the Fangio defense, the bend but don't break style, is it's really good in the red zone. And that really was a big story in yesterday's game because the Rams had chance after chance in the red zone. Field goal in the first, field goal in the second, a 28-yarder, field goal, another field goal in the second, 33-yarder, field goal at the end of the half. It's 19-7. I mean, that game could have been out of hand in many different ways. And then, of course, there's the touchdown. One of the plays of the game is the Rams go in, and it looks like it's a touchdown, and they call it back for holding. They have to settle for another field goal. So that was a big deal. Then, of course, the first Carter block of the field goal was huge. Eagles go down 17 plays. They get Devontae for the touchdown to take the lead. Still the Rams come back, and that set the stage for that last Jordan Davis block. The big mitt, right? Blocking it with his elbow. Picks it up and rolls. Big boy running 18 miles an hour into the end zone to complete the victory. Wow. What a day. What a day. Good morning, VG.
Wow, dude, that was a crazy tale of two wild worlds yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Unbelievable. And the burning question for me is, what took so long? Like, they had to get their backs against the wall. They were pushed to a point where they had to be aggressive.
So I think there's a bunch of stuff that conspired, right?
Mhm.
To your point, because everybody's asked the same thing. It was such a stark difference between the first half offense and the second half offense. And a couple things. One, Lane goes out early, right? And Pryor's a disaster.
How is he above Fred Johnson on the depth chart? My God.
So what happens is he's been playing right tackle as the primary backup swing. Fred is the primary left tackle on the swing.
Okay.
So they give Pryor the shot. And Pryor's just awful. Like, he was bad the preseason. He's not good.
Oh, I feel like they've cut him 3 times. They keep bringing him back. Yeah,
He was not good.
abysmal.
Right? And he got abused. Right?
Just like he's not even out there.
Yeah, I mean, just abused.
Yeah.
And
Hurts got abused while he was in.
Yeah.
Taking some shots.
Yeah. And Fred came in and Fred
Fred
really got equal footing. Fred was instrumental last year as a swing tackle during the Super Bowl run, and he was again yesterday. But I think early on, like, they have to be more aggressive down the field. Now, I know that they had lousy field position because they kept muffing kick after kick.
Dude, what is up with that?
Now, I know the kicker, the Rams kicker, that kid Hayes. He does a lot of knuckleballs and all that stuff. But come on, man.
I mean, they're getting the ball. They're starting off on a 10-yard line.
It's like E6 and E4, right? E5. Everyone bobble. Everyone bobbles. It was like bobblehead day.
And it was everybody. It was Mechie. It was Bigsby. It was everybody
doing
it.
All right. And it just killed you. It was one after another. And you're starting in bad field position. And the thing that we've seen through the first 3 weeks, and I've heard all these theories. Well, it's Saquon is, maybe he's lost his step.
Got a guy in the chat already saying Saquon's cooked.
It's not. It's not Saquon. All right. Teams are selling out against the run.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling out. Look, you now have tape on the Eagles' offensive line. And truthfully, the Eagles' offensive line has not really played well.
No, they're not getting the push when they're trying to run the ball. They're not getting the push they got last year.
No, they're not playing well. First, I think Steen is a better pass blocker than he is a run blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And Becton was a better run blocker than he was a pass blocker. Mm-hmm. So I think you have that piece. That right side is a big deal.
I think
when Lane goes out, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, Landon might be banged
up. Right? So your interior, and they're calling all these inside runs. I got to say, Kevin P, please bust it outside a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Bust it outside a little bit, because those inside runs are not working.
Mm-mm.
They're not working. So I think between that, the O-line, defense is stacking the box. I mean, this is what you're getting. You got to throw early. You got to get them off you. I was crying for tempo yesterday. Finally, they deploy it.
Yeah, and
they should have deployed it in the first half. And I know Sirianni talked about it, but I was crying about it during the game. And he's like, well, tempo, when you got bad field position, you got to try it. You got to try it. You got to get them off you. And you got to do different things. You got this offense, and this is in Petullo's lap. You got to be more creative on first and second down early in games when you see defenses stacking the box. That's what you knew. Like, it's not a mystery. I've been saying it all season. Teams will take away the run. They're going to sell out for the run. I talked to DCs in the league. They're all going to sell out against the run. So you got to figure this out and be creative and put the ball in the air. And it's criminal to wait until the second half for AJ to get a catch.
Absolutely. But I don't know, we're confused. We're like, oh, is this Hurts' offense we were seeing? Is it Petullo? And then the post-game interview with Pam Oliver, it's in EJ's piece today. EJ wrote about it, where Hurts says, we've got to get out of this playing not to lose. We've got to come out aggressive and play our game. Is that Petullo? Is that Sirianni? This conservative approach we saw for 2.5 games?
Yes.
Playing not to lose.
Yeah. Well, listen, against the Chiefs, I don't really have an issue with it. A tough defensive coordinator who's going to throw everything at you. all right, like I get it. You don't believe the Chiefs are going to score, so why put the ball in peril? I get it. Now, the first half against Dallas, it was bing, bing, bing. The first 3 drives were touchdowns.
Mhm.
So you throw that game out because afterwards they come back from the delay. The Chiefs game is, but yesterday, first half, you got to be more aggressive.
Got to, because the Rams can score. They're loaded. Puka, man, I don't know why in my head I feel like he's a fragile guy who gets hurt a lot, but he's a strong, big receiver.
Not fragile at all.
No.
He's got, big base.
Yes.
Strong legs. One of the things, though, that you're going to see next week with Bowles is that, he's going to throw everything at you,
Mhm.
right? Like, so you got to be, the script has to be better.
It's got to be what we saw in the second half.
It's got to be better. Like, you got to get out of your run shell. They're like in this run shell. Now, listen, it's way too early to freak out and everything else because September is a preseason that counts. It's a big part of it, right? So you need the offense to get a bit of an evolution. You got to give it 4 to 5 weeks before you find out the true identity of the offense. We knew last year the identity was Saquon. It may not be Saquon this year. The identity offense may be throw early and AJ and Devontae. This is what you got $200 million receivers.
Yeah, and we sensed the frustration, and AJ was frustrated as he should have been. Yesterday he's like, let your killers kill or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just amazing. Just get
He's
the ball
great.
anywhere near him in his radius, and
honestly,
catches
he's
it.
one of the. It's a shame because if he's in any other offense, like you imagine if he's in Detroit, like on turf,
I think he can.
right? Like
Yeah.
with that kind of offense.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be the best. It would be like Justin Jefferson and
Yeah.
him, right? Like and Chase, right? Like Jamar Chase and AJ.
Mhm.
Like it would be a 1, 2, 3 with those 3 guys. But all that said, they are 3-0.
Against
Right.
it's a tough schedule. 3-0. Defense, like you said, holding them to field goals. This should have been 28-7.
I thought Stafford missed a handful of
He
throws.
did. He did.
He missed a handful of throws. That game,
Which is weird. It's back-to-back 2 good quarterbacks missing throws they normally.
Well, I saw
normally make.
Mahomes miss throws last night again too.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, I saw him miss throws too. Yeah, Stafford missed throws. There was one drop by Devontae Adams. I think Blankenship had his hand in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to make that catch. The ball hits you in the chest. You got to make the catch. There was a myriad of things that occurred, that transpired, that allowed the Eagles to win yesterday.
Mhm.
Because if they don't, you could say there was probably 30 of them. And if all 30 don't go their way, they lose.
It felt like a loss was coming, especially the second half starts. Like, oh man.
Well, it's 26-7. I mean, honestly, at that point, I don't know what they are on the money line, but at that point, I'm sure they had to been like huge underdogs. Again, but now the beauty of this victory is A, you now hold the tiebreaker against the Rams, right? B, if you meet the Rams again, and you're going to meet the Rams again probably in the playoffs, you can't, like, you have this air that you can't win. No matter, you thought you won the NFC Championship game, you lost. You thought you were going to win yesterday, you lost, right? Last year, the story was Saquon. This year was Devontae and AJ.
Oh, dude, in Rams world, it's a fluke ending. The refs helped the Eagles. I was reading all these Rams people. Yeah,
the refs helped.
I don't understand what they were calling. Maybe that holding call.
Okay,
but yeah, Rams fans are crazy. So
I remember
Rams
the touchdown with a holding call. It was a takedown.
Yeah, dude,
like
beyond holding.
You didn't need to do that,
No.
but it was a takedown.
Yeah.
Like that's a hold.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do a suplex takedown.
No, it's weird.
And not be a hold.
Yeah, it's weird how they don't let suplexes happen in the NFL.
I don't think it was a ref game.
No,
here's the other
I
thing,
was
too.
surprised when I read that.
Listen, yesterday was block kick chaos across the NFL.
Dude, how about that?
Right? It was wild what transpired, right? Like crazy. Tampa and the Jets, Browns and the Packers, like just block kicks everywhere. It was bizarre. It was wild, the whole thing. But all that said, there's a low trajectory, and the Eagles got penetration. Like, you still block the kick. I agree it's improbable, but that's not lucky. They got to rush and put a big mid up and swatted it.
Twice.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
swat. That was swat, and beat.
Yeah, and there's that play at the end, but man, Jordan Davis had himself a game. There was like a 4th and 1. He made a big stop. Then he chased down Stafford to the sideline so he couldn't cut the edge up on a 3rd down and force a punt.
He's playing great.
Yeah,
Jordan Davis, it clicked.
Yes.
That's what you want to see, right? It clicked. He lost the weight. But not only did he lose the weight, he's kept his power, and he's playing smart.
He's playing aggressive.
Football.
Yeah.
And listen, he was never brought in to be a defensive tackle that gets after the quarterback. He was brought in to stuff the run, to be a good, solid DT. All right? That's what he was brought in, Mr. Peloton.
Yeah.
He works.
I might buy one now. I might have to rent one.
Peloton ought to get Jordan Davis
yes.
as a spokesman.
I mean, he's probably doing more Peloton publicity for them than anyone. You hear about it on every broadcast.
No. And listen, it works.
Yeah.
All right? He's looked fantastic. Looks fantastic. But again, where they're at in this NFC, the NFC is not strong. All right? You look at it yesterday. I liked the Packers. I expected them to struggle yesterday. I thought they would win a close one. They went up losing, block kick, right? So they go down. All right. Look elsewhere. The Niners are 3-0.
It's an ugly 3-0.
They stink. I'm sorry. They're not, even when they get Kittle back and Purdy and Ayuk, I still don't think they're that good. Now, they didn't play anybody. I think Arizona's not good. They lost James Conner for the year. So you look around the NFC, you go, well, what do you like? I mean, the Bears look good against the Cowboys. Cowboys stink.
Yep.
Right? They lose CD Lamb early. The Giants stink. Right? It's a matter of time. I don't know why. You knew last night, that was like a gimme for me. Like, there's no way in the world that Russell Wilson is going to beat Spags. Right? So you might as well start Dart and be done with that, but who cares? You mean Washington had Mariota play. You played the Raiders. Raiders stink. Right? So you look around the rest of them. You got Detroit tonight against Baltimore. Baltimore's going to win that game.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, it's kind of how I feel.
All right.
I look around and I go, all right, champs are still the champs. They're still on the perch of the NFC. I don't care how sickly the offenses looked at times. They're still, they know how to win. They're like, it's not fluke when you know how to win. Granted, 2 block kicks, improbable.
Oh, man, that's what winning teams do. Oh, the Falcons, dude, put up a shutout by the Panthers.
That one was stunning to me.
Yes.
Like, I thought it could be close, but there's no way in the world I thought that they would lose, let alone get an ass whooping in Carolina.
No, I think you're right. I mean, the Rams, I like the Rams more than most people. I think the Rams are probably the second best team in the NFC.
I think the Packers.
Yeah, but
no matter what,
they were just whatever. But so I feel like the Birds are in really good shape. This is a tough game coming up. I mean, obviously Todd Bowles, but they get out of this 4-0. This has been a stretch of games with defensive coordinators and defenses that are good.
As good as Tampa is, and I believe Tampa's good, but they're still down a ton on the offensive line. Tyrod Taylor almost beat them yesterday.
Yes.
All right?
I know.
They almost, if not for the whole thing, they had a block kick.
But they got a little mojo. These late game heroics they got going on.
Baker's balling. Yes. Baker's legitimate. Igbuka is ridiculous. Right? So they're really good. But again, they have a huge weakness right now, banged up on the O-line. I fully expect Jalen Carter, who's been a little bit slow.
I don't know. I was going to ask you or EJ if he's banged up, if he's got the stinger that's recurring. What's happening? I don't know. He looks off.
Yeah, there's a bit of a. I want to see him like awaken, the beast awaken against the Buccaneers in their front.
Yeah, I mean, he did a dumb, unsportsmanlike taunting penalty. He's got to get that stuff in check. Yeah. I don't know. He's holding his arm again. Maybe he's got a recurrent stinger. Who knows?
I don't know. But, right now, it's early, but he needs to – they need to eat. That front needs to kind of dominate next week because Bowles is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, the receivers, they got a good core. Baker, I mean, there's something magical going on with Baker right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to go on a playoff run, but he's playing out of his mind.
Yeah. All right. Lots to get to. All right. Tons to do today. R.I.P. Bernie Perron. Bernie, we loved you.
Oh, my God.
That one stung.
I felt like it came out of nowhere.
I know. That one stung. The great Bernie Perron passed yesterday. We got word in the morning. It was like, wow, man. Bro, I was just talking to him like a couple weeks ago.
I just saw him at our draft party, PHLY draft party.
Yeah. We wanted to do an Italy trip.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he wanted to go to Italy. Him and Jeannie. Bernie.
Bernie's
the best. The greatest. The most lovable guy. Bernie Perron, greatest goaltender in Flyers history. Losing the Bullies.
Yeah, and he had like one of the greatest advertising campaigns in town where his hair replacement.
Yes.
Like, hey, Doc, great save.
Yeah.
Saved his hair.
They saved Barony.
Yeah, he was super cool guy.
Yeah, he was the best.
He was like our own like Sean Connery kind of, like a cool like agent.
Yeah. Barony lived on the boat.
Yeah.
Come fishing with Barony. He was the greatest, man. He was, the greatest line ever. There was a bumper sticker that we had on the window, right? Was only the Lord saves more than Bernie Perron. So R.I.P. Bernie. Baseball, last week of the season. All right. Phillies enter it 3 games behind the Brewers. Now, it's not crazy. It's tough. Brewers have 3 in San Diego, and then they come home and they got 3 against the Reds.
Let's go, Reds. Reds are above the Mets right now in the last wild card. Let's go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it looks like the Phils are fine against the Dodgers. They're 4 up on L.A. Dodgers at Arizona, and then at Seattle.
Magic number 1 for the right now.
So Phils 3 against the Marlins, 3 against the Twins, all at home. So you could theoretically make the Brewers sweat. I mean, most likely they're going to be the 2 seed, but the 2 seed gets a bye, and that's a big deal. You get the bye.
Yeah. Cassie, a little irritating on Friday. His comments. I don't know if you've read them. He's taking shots at Topper. Apparently, everyone loves Topper's communication except Cassie. Cassie finds him not to be a great communicator.
Yep.
They hammered it out, hopefully, on Saturday. Walker Buehler might be playing himself into your fourth starter.
Yeah.
Because it ain't Nola. I'm the biggest Nola fan, but
it is not Nola.
It ain't Nola.
It ain't Nola. We said it. It's not Nola. All right. So lots to get to. Coming up, EJ to go inside the birds at 10 o'clock. Brandon Graham, BG, every Monday. BG will join us courtesy of the Bet Park Sportsbook Online Casino app. So can't wait to talk to BG. We love our BG. So we'll get to that. We got around the NFL, all kinds of stuff to get to. But first, let's take care of some business. All right, let's talk about Cherry Hill Kia. All right? Kia of Cherry Hill is the best dealer. Kia right now is amazing. So it's like the hottest brand in America. Now, at Kia of Cherry Hill, they got 450 new Kias. Tellurides, Sportages, K5s, Carnivals, Saltos, Souls. All right, they got it all. But here's why Kia is the hottest automotive brand in the country. 7 of their models received 2025 Car and Driver Choice Awards. It's amazing because you know why? There's over 450 models tested, and only 20 get this award industry-wide. And Kia got 7 of them. And Kia of Cherry Hill has them all. A lot packed with Kias. So make sure you go over. I know that my boy's dream, at some point we're going to make it happen, where he gets a Kia Soul.
Yeah.
He needs it. All right, go see Bill. It's my boy over at Kia of Cherry Hill. Kia of Cherry Hill is a Folk Auto Group dealership that means something, man. They have several dealerships across South Jersey, and the Folk people are amazing. I know Charlie Folk really well. Third generation going on right now with Folk Auto Dealership. They're going to take great care, give you. It's all about making you come back, right? Like they just want to love you, all right? Because they believe if you love your customer, the customer's going to come back and tell everybody. It's pretty good business, right? So check it out. Drive home your new Kia today. Online, KiaofCherryHill.com. Stop in today. Bill will give you the cuz discount. And if you take a test drive, he'll feed you and give you lunch with a restaurant.com gift card. Kia of Cherry Hill. I know people buy Kias elsewhere. I just don't know why. No?
I don't know why people try and fix their house themselves either, because it's not smart. And Ace Hardware Home Services, they're there to help you out. So if you got a faucet you said you fixed last summer, Ace Hardware Services, they got people for that, because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks, they're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From plumbing and electric to heating and cooling, they got some trusted pros to keep your house humming all year long. They're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store, now to your front door, from Philly all the way to the Jersey Shores. And Ace Hardware Home Services, they bring experienced local plumbers in Texas, handle everything from repairs and seasonal maintenance to installations and upgrades. They bring understanding. They listen to your goals, and the job's not complete until you're totally satisfied. And they'll give you free estimates on equipment installation and replacement with trusted advisors and options best suited for your house, your budget. And they're local. Their teams live and serve in our community, and they're dedicated to keeping their neighbors comfortable in their own homes. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com. Get started on that next home repair project.
That's right, Ace, the helpful place, even at home. All right, now let's go to the Xfinity guest line. And the man who covers the birds for all PHLY does an amazing job, our man, E.J. Smith. EJ, good morning.
What's going on, guys? How about that game, huh?
Oh, incredible. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was just awesome. It was just amazing.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy one. I mean, the Link Lake erupts a good amount, but it was a very fun crowd. There were some sarcastic cheers in the game. There was some boos at halftime, and then when Jordan Davis is running to the end zone, that place got pretty loud. So yeah, very very exciting game for sure.
It really was. And the boos you mentioned, I mean, they started cropping up in the second quarter, and then it got lusty right at halftime when they were coming off the field. You bang it in early off the turnover. Everything feels okay. And then 4 straight drives of 3 and out, 10 plays, minus 10 yards going into halftime. Now, I think there's a couple reasons, but let's discuss. Starts with Lane Johnson going out with a stinger and Matt Pryor, who was just awful.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I understand that after the game, Nick Sirianni talked about the fact that Matt Pryor has kind of been the right tackle in practice, and Fred Johnson has been the left tackle. I'll be honest with you, Fred Johnson gave them really good snaps as a swing tackle last season, so that surprised me. I guess maybe there's a learning curve for coming back after being traded, not having much time in training camp, but. I mean, the difference was stark. There were a lot of differences in the second half, but you saw that Fred Johnson could just he was solid. Like, he was actually somebody that you didn't need to worry about, whereas Matt Pryor just got beat over and over again. So that was a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, man, it was just like night and day for a lot of reasons, and some of them aren't that complicated. I don't know if you saw AJ Brown's comments after the game. He said, it doesn't, he didn't mean this in a negative way, but the difference was he got the ball. I think, it's funny to think that it took them 2.5 games to get there, but there they are.
Yeah. I got to tell you, you're a great football guy, follows a coach, you grew up around a game, there's no excuse not to get AJ the ball in the first half. I mean, there's none. I get that you didn't have a drive starter and you had bad field position, but going in that they're going to try to take away Saquon, right? Saquon gassed them 2 big games last year. Everybody's going to take away the run. They're selling out against the run. It's up to the offensive coordinator to build a game plan that can exploit that.
Yeah, I mean, there were a handful of times in the first half where I turned to Rich Hoffman, who was at the game with us yesterday, and I sort of said to him, like, this is a perfect time for them to just manufacture a touch for AJ. You know, whether it's in a bunch and you're just going to throw him a screen or just, a shallow cross, something easy, something to just get the ball in his hands. And for most of AJ's tenure with the Eagles, he has been an easy button. It's like, okay, we need to get going offensively, get the ball in his hands and let him go to work. And especially, like, I remember
especially against Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where he's got such. I mean, the reason the guy's on the Rams is because AJ has basically derailed the guy's career for being so. He is like the worst matchup for Emmanuel Forbes in terms of physicality. So no, there were a lot of times in that first half where I'm like, why aren't they just trying to get AJ the ball to get them into a rhythm? And I really think the whole game swings on that out route to AJ near the sideline. The crowd again, they get the sarcastic cheers. He thought they were like genuine cheers. I think he thought that everybody was just ready to go, but it really did flip a switch. And then I want to ask him, I didn't get a chance to ask him yesterday. I want to ask him what his reaction was when they call the sluggo for him, because like all of a sudden it's like, all right, we're ripping, we're going to rip it. We're going to take a shot downfield to you. It's like, man, he's been waiting weeks for this.
Yeah. I don't understand why it's taking this long. Like, honestly, I get, let's go through the games for a second. Dallas, listen, 3 drives, the first 3 drives are big touchdowns. So,
Yeah.
come back from the delay, it is what it is. The Chiefs, I give a complete pass for the Chiefs because, look, you're going into that game, you kind of know what it's going to be like. You're just trying to stay in it early. They wanted to win so badly. Stay in the game. Chiefs offense is pretty impotent. So you're not going to, there's no big deficit. So go conservative. I'm fine. But yesterday, that game plan, and I get Lane going out with the stinger early, like kind of mess things up. But man, you got to get away from Saquon early. Like inside runs, you want to do something with him. Get him the ball in space. Right? Go outside zone or go again. Like we call for a wheel, right? I was calling yesterday. I was dying for tempo. It's like start tempo early. Like you could there's no need. Like I get it. I need a drive starter. I get it. But sometimes you got to force it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I did find Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's comments after the game telling. It almost felt like, last year they had the come to Jesus moment at the bye week where it's okay, this offensive identity needs to go in a different direction. We need to lean on running the ball. I almost felt like AJ and Jalen sort of started to plant the seed for that to maybe go the other way. Jalen said in the post-game interview with Pam Oliver, we've played so many styles of football where in the first half we've got to get out of this playing not to lose. We've got to come out aggressive and play our game. You saw our game in the second half. AJ Brown in the locker room said something similar. Basically said they have so much talent that he doesn't agree with the conservative approach. He wants them to be aggressive and leverage that talent that they have. And I think that those guys are dead on. This team has too much talent. There are games where you're gonna want to grind it out and lean on the
Chiefs game is a perfect example of that.
Right. There are going to be games where you want to do that, but then also it's kind of like when you have that much talent, you should want to you should want to force the issue. You should want to be aggressive. You should want games to come down to that talent. I understand that there are certain things that a Jalen Hurts offense is going to consist of, but I think at the same time, even Jalen at this point is pushing for more of an aggressive approach. I think he's earned that. You think about how he looked in the playoffs last season. I think you should be able to trust him. Maybe not in every single game. Maybe you should take into account how things are looking. But yeah, this Rams game was a pretty obvious one even going in. We knew that this had potential for a shootout. We talked about it in the week going into the game. So yeah, I thought the first half plan was confusing, and it's strange that it was really as simple as Get the ball in AJ Brown's hands. This guy has been desperate to get the ball for 2.5 games now. When you get it to him on a third down, he's short of the sticks. He's gonna find a way to get the first down for you because he's like got that pent up like I gotta do something. I gotta do something when I get my hands on it.
Yeah, here's what I don't get. Like, I get conservative, like the ideology of it, but you're not the Giants. Like their offense
Right.
runs like the Giants. What are you doing? Seriously, you got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. You got to be more like the Bills, right? Like
Yeah.
you got to be the Ravens that have a big time running back, right? Those teams have big time running back and big time playmakers. You got to be like that offense. That's the offense you got to be.
Yeah, and you think about all of those offenses, they have those plays where, the next morning everybody's sharing the play of, oh, look at this creative way that they got the ball into their guy in space. We don't see a lot of that from this Eagles offense. But again, I think that maybe this will be a good thing for them in the long run, that they had this moment where they kind of proved it. Like this doesn't need to be, a repetitive, simplistic, avoid mistakes type of offense. Like that is you're right. They don't have a talent deficiency. So to me, it might be a step in the right direction for this past game, not just because they were productive, but honestly, some of the stuff that they talked about after the game, maybe trying to get Kevin Patullo to be a little bit more willing to take risks in these types of games.
Hey, is this? Have you talked to Patullo about like any of this stuff? Like, I'm fascinated what's in his mind. Like, he's got to see this. Again, I don't know if that's like Nick telling him like, hey, let's just kind of go in slow. I get the September thing and the preseason where you didn't have a full offense, in the preseason. I understand all that stuff, but the game plan just lacks creativity.
Yeah, I want to hear what Patullo says about it tomorrow. Last week he spent a lot of time talking about the Chiefs game specifically being one where they were trying to avoid the costly mistake, the mistake that the Chiefs ultimately made that basically decided the game. But this week I want to hear what he says in response to what Jalen and AJ said. I want to hear what he has to say about the players wanting this to be a more aggressive offense, because we have heard him talk about, the importance of avoiding turnovers, and that does seem to be instructive. And let's be clear, like that comes from Nick. Like that is a Nick philosophy.
Yeah,
it's a principle.
and listen, he's not wrong, right?
Yeah, they've won a lot of games
the
doing that. Yeah,
view
you're
of
absolutely
football.
right.
My only point, EJ, is I see these scripts. Like you got to ask him about his opening script, because the way Ben Johnson does it, the way the way Joe Brady does it, like I look at some of these scripts, and that stuff works. Like they're creative, they're done.
Yeah.
This script feels like it doesn't feel different than running any other like the offense.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because Patullo has hinted that they don't have a script. They've got things that they want to get these guys get defenses into. They've got things they want to try and
I
force
knew
issue,
it.
but they don't have a first 15.
EJ, I knew it. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Not having a script is ridiculous. I have a script for my Pee-wee team, my 12U team. Are you
Well,
nuts?
you think about what it represents, right? Like a first 15 a lot of times is like the stuff that these coaches are rubbing their hands together like, oh my God, I can't wait to get them into this, and if they show us this, and we're gonna rip off an explosive off of that. Like that is the type of stuff you want from your coaching staff. You're right. Like you want those guys to have that. I know that those guys put in a lot of hours to figure out what's going to work.
It. I mean,
you want to have that first 15 be the punch them in the mouth with the stuff you watched on tape all week.
Yeah, that's the whole point of football, man. The reason why you're grinding tape is not so you have this idea, right? You put it down, man. Let's go. Let's see it. Guys, this is what we're going to do. And it means something. It means something. Like if I was coming with that script yesterday, I mean, AJ, it would have been all over it. Play action early, right? Like they're on you. And by the way, the inside run's not working. Landon Dickerson is banged up, right? Becton was a better run blocker than Steen.
Yeah, I mean that interior line, like it's not as dominant as it has been for many years. And you're right, Dickerson being hurt is a big part of it. It feels like there's a handful of plays every game where his, the injury kind of shows up, whether it's getting to the second level, struggling to pick up a blitz and pass pro. But yeah, I think that they had a lot of success with the outside zones against the Chiefs too. So you figured it almost felt like they were starting to work toward being an outside zone team or a same side zone team, not this inside zone team that we've seen in the years past. And they've been versatile in the last few seasons, and I think that's really been a big asset for them to be able to go to gap scheme or zone scheme depending on the team. But yeah, you got to figure out what you can lean on. That's the big thing with this offense is you got to figure out what the identity is. And it kind of felt like they took a step backwards, not going with those outside zones. And then on the other side of the ball, the Rams were in those outside zones with a lot of success until the Eagles switched to base. Once they got in their base defense, they were a lot better against the run.
Another concern with the inside runs is, Saquon's getting beat up a little bit. He's taking a lot of contact. Coming off the year he had last year.
City miles versus highway miles.
He's taking a beating right now. I think it's not sustainable.
Yeah, he's got a couple of those like 3-yard runs where it's like you can't believe he got 3 yards out of it.
Yeah, right.
I guess it's all those years with the Giants. Like he has a lot of experience, like having guys on him.
Like people talking about Saquon being washed, and somebody said it earlier. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. He, like last week, he had a ridiculous game, right? Like 22 carries, winds up averaging 4 yards a carry against a vicious defense that was designed to take him out.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of this like Saquon Wash talk, but that's ridiculous. If you look at the runs that he's had, it's like he actually has been creating more than what's been there for him. If you told me like he wasn't beating a safety in space or he wasn't able to get by somebody, that would be one thing. It really has been more about the fact the Eagles' run game just hasn't really gotten into gear yet.
Let me ask you a question again, and I don't want to harp on this because they're 3-0 and it was a great win and. They're going to be, they got an inside track. It's early, but you can see them having an inside track to the 1 seed. How much better would they be? And this is not just this year, all right? Because all due respect to the OCs that they lost, and I like Kellen Moore and all, but how much would they be better with a great offensive mind?
Yeah, I mean, like Shane Steichen comes to mind, how that offense looked the year he was here. If they had like somebody who could scheme these guys open every once in a while, lean on the fact that they can win one-on-one and it can be simple at times, but yeah, the first 15, the stuff coming out of halftime, just the things where it's like, we know that they're going to be in these looks and we're going to take advantage of these looks. Like the Devontae Adams touchdown against the Eagles in quarters. Like Eagles play a lot of quarters, Sean McVay said, let's get Devontae Adams matched up on his safety and get him down the field. If they had those things, I do think that they could be, top 2, top 3 offenses in football with all the advanced metrics because they have the talent to do it. Now, the flip side of that, I could hear an argument that like, maybe they wouldn't win quite as many games if they were constantly aggressive. They weren't so multidimensional. So I think that the coaching staff, like obviously Nick and Kevin, they deserve some credit for the fact that like they still win games. They've been able to figure out ways to win the games. But I do think in terms of like what the offense looks like, there are definitely more creative, more aggressive formats.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you do the equivalent of holding the ball out like a loaf of bread. Right, in your game script, but man, I mean,
what script?
Yeah, there's got to be a balance there, and they haven't found that balance.
Yeah.
The fact that there's no script is mind-boggling. Like, wwhat's he doing all week? I have to come to mind. He's not coming up with a script for at least like 15 plays.
Oh, you come up with a game plan.
I know,
but he just first of all, I'm a believer in them. It's preposterous to me that you don't do it.
It feels like a little like Groundhog Day again. Like, all right, the offense slugs and they get into a position where they have to open it up, and now we're back to where we should be now.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, I think it speaks to like a reactionary approach where it's like we want to see what they come out in and then go from there. Where it's like you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith,
dictate,
just force the issue. Like just get the ball in their hands. Like you should want the defense to react to you when you've got that much talent.
Dictate it.
Yep.
That's right. All right, let's talk the other side of the ball because one of the things that you mentioned it. Once you go back to base, you're much more equipped to handle the run, and they were much better. They got that that stop after the first touchdown of the second half. It's 26-14, and they wound up getting a big stop, and they were really good in the red zone again.
Yeah, and I think the switch to base, it's funny because like Cooper DeJean made them so good against the run and nickel last season, but then like he's also good enough at outside corner where you can go to base and feel fine about that too now. So it really does show you like how versatile the defense is. You think it like Cooper DeJean, Jahad Campbell, Zack Baun, even Andrew Makuba, obviously not really quite yet, but I think those are all players that let you be able to work through different personnel groupings and get results. So, I think that Campbell and Baun, especially because they can drop down to the edge, make it a 6-man front at times, which we saw, that definitely made things harder for the Rams on the run game. And it is like the versatility that they have really stands out. You see Vic starting to really kind of figure out ways to leverage that versatility.
Well, he's blitzing a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of been the story for me defensively is
how
when you've got Campbell.
When you've got Baun and Campbell, you can do so many creative things. Baun's interception, that's a sim pressure where Campbell's on a blitz from depth, and you got Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith dropping into coverage. And I think that's just stuff like, I remember that there were days when Jonathan Gannon would do that stuff, and people would be pretty up in arms. And honestly, he didn't have the personnel for it. So I understand that. But now they do have the personnel for it. And like that is like the benefit of those sim pressures is when you can muddy the picture, even for a quarterback like Matthew Stafford. And then honestly, Zack Baun just made a heck of a play. Like the amount of ground that he covers, you can tell he's got this like cool sixth sense where like he not only knows what his assignment is on a play, he kind of knows like what the offense is trying to get, what the concept is. He has like this really good feel for what they're trying to do, how they're trying to manipulate him. So he was everywhere yesterday, and especially in pass coverage. And he's been freed up by the fact that Jahad Campbell can do a lot of those same versatile roles that Zack Baun filled last season.
Hey, we've gone too long without talking about Jordan Davis. And, I mean, he's had such a great start. And yesterday, I'm so glad that he got the reward of the touchdown because he deserves it. He put the work in the offseason, and he's made himself into a player.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to his trainer on my drive home from the stadium last night, and I found out that Jordan Davis has been having his trainer fly up from Atlanta every week since last October to do conditioning work on his off days. So, and then his trainer said that he was there when he unboxed the Peloton and carried it down to the basement with him. So it really seems like a flip switch for this guy last October, and now you're starting to see it really manifest itself on the field in a way that I think the Eagles could be really excited about. You got to remember, this guy's under contract, not this season, but next season as well, because of that 5th year option. It's crazy to remember that like the 5th year option was such a, they waited until the buzzer, it was such like a controversial thing where it's like, you don't really know how to feel about it. They made a bet on this guy, and, he has really repaid that faith with 3 of probably the best 3-game stretch of his career. So, and he talked about it yesterday. He wants to be an every down player. He wants to be a guy who can, dominate against the run and the pass, not come off the field. He's played 70% of the Eagles snaps so far this season. I think it's just crazy to remember that he was like playing 37% of the snaps, couldn't even be on the field for all the rundowns last season. And now he's really made those strides. And that interior defensive line, those guys are difference makers. Carter hasn't really taken that step that we were expecting him to, but that might come with time as he works himself back into shape. But the fact that Davis has been able to play this much has been huge for that defensive tackle rotation.
You mentioned Jalen. What do you think his issues are right now?
I think he just missed some time during camp. He obviously missed the first game, and he is dealing with that shoulder. And it looked like he's always kind of grabbing at it. So maybe he's not 100% right. But I still think, he probably is going to work his way back into shape this season. Yeah. Probably adjusting a little bit to the amount of attention he's getting. But he was getting that attention last season too. And when he wants to, when that switch flips, like he can dominate, he can take over a game. I still think he's got that in him.
Yeah, I'll tell you, EJ, Zack Baun, man, what a player! We almost take it for granted. We almost don't talk about him enough. He's so good. And again, like coming from nowhere, and he's as good as it. Last year was not a fluke.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny in training camp. We talked about could this be the best linebacking core in the NFL? You know, could the combo of Zack Baun and Jahad Campbell be that good? And through 3 games, I don't think we were being hyperbolic. I don't think we were being over, homers or anything like that. I mean, Baun, some of the stuff that he can do, like you got to remember how good of a quarterback Matthew Stafford is. He doesn't throw like, those like dopey, oh man, I didn't see the linebacker in the hook flat there. Like, no, he is the type of player that Matthew Stafford's going to see that stuff. He threw that because he's like, there's no way Bond's getting there. But Bond's a player that's got a bucket list of different interceptions from different coverages against different route concepts in his head. Like he is somebody who is a student of the game and again has that feel for like, okay, they're trying to get me into this space to open up this space, and he's able to find those. So yeah, that linebacking core. I mean, Vic, the power of Vic Fangio, right? You think about the linebacking cores we've seen with the Eagles, and now look what they have now.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. It really is. All right. So that said, Stafford did miss a couple throws, I thought. I thought he missed a few throws yesterday. Devontae Adams had a big drop. Now, Blankenship got his hand in there, but the ball still bounces off his chest.
Yeah, I always want to see a player get their head around for those. I think it's there's the expression like you're only covering the width of your shoulders if you don't see the ball.
Yeah.
So I think that the secondary in general, they've got some ground to make up. I think if there's any group on defense that really isn't feeling great after that performance, it's definitely the secondary. They've had their moments this season where and they were so like rule sound last season. They were so good at passing off route concepts and handling whatever was in front of them. They haven't really gotten quite there this season with the Dory Jackson and Sidney Brown and Drew Makuba rotating at that safety spot. I think it also is important to remember though that like this is what McVay does to secondaries. He gets those matchups.
Yeah.
They had Andy Reid last week. Like it's a tough offensive coordinator stretch for him, but no, it definitely does stand out, especially in comparison to last year when they just did not have those types of scenarios very often.
It's the truth. When you were looking at the secondary, Adoree gets hurt. How much of how did you see that kind of situation going on?
Yeah, I heard Fran on the postgame show say that he wasn't overly impressed with Jakorian Bennett, but I'm gonna keep beating this drum. Like I think if you're gonna have like this uncertainty at that position, I'd rather see a younger player that has theoretical upside as they learn the scheme, as they sort of figure out how to gel. I mean, yeah, Dory Jackson didn't have like the egregious performance that made him, oh man, he can't play. Obviously, he just got hurt. But I still think that there's going to be another shoot a drop with that cornerback 2 spot at some point this season.
How about Isaiah Rodgers yesterday?
Ooh, what a day.
2 touchdowns.
It's crazy. I mean, I said it in the summer. I said I think that if they could do it over, they should have re-signed Isaiah Rodgers. He didn't sign for crazy money, and he just looked like he was ready to take a step into a starting role last season. So, and he's like loved in the Eagles locker room. AJ Brown shared Isaiah Rodgers, like a post about Isaiah Rodgers on Instagram last night. So yeah, I think that was maybe a missed opportunity, especially when you think about what they've got at cornerback 2 right now.
All right, final summation: 3-0 going into Tampa. I mean, you talk about being in a great spot.
Yeah.
Where are you at, big picture?
I think that this is actually really encouraging that this team has really not even played close to its full potential, and they're 3-0. I think there are worlds where they are 2-1, even maybe 1-2 in this stretch, and I still would say that this is a Super Bowl contender. This is a team that really has enough talent to go the distance. The fact that they've been able to kind of navigate these first 3 weeks without playing their best, and even still and I think the most important thing is while also being critical of the way that they're playing, also being real about it. We spent a lot of time last week talking about, is this 2023 all over again? The 2023 version of this team isn't coming into the locker room and talking like we've still got a lot to clean up. They could have just as easily been on the other side of this one. Nick Sirianni saying that I thought was really interesting because it does show the growth that we've seen from this team over the last few years. So overall, it's an encouraging way. It's an encouraging start to the season. I think that they've got a lot to figure out, but navigating these games, finding ways to win, that shouldn't be overlooked or taken for granted.
All right, baby. You got 2 o'clock today?
Yep. Yeah, 2 o'clock. Me, Fran, and Bo. Excited to hear Fran's film takeaways. I'm gonna go through the film too, but kind of feel like Fran's like little brother when we go through the film because that guy he sees. I see the film in like 720p or 1080p. Fran sees it in Ultra HD 4K. So
Yeah.
yeah, it should be good. Should be good
Yeah,
too.
it's going to be great. We'll be watching. Great stuff. Great coverage. Great writing. We love you, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Here he is, E.J. Smith. All right, coming up. Oh,
This is gonna be
my
great.
main man. You want to smile?
Yes.
There's very few smiles that are as, I think, contagious
Yeah, I was gonna say infectious, contagious. Yes.
as BG. It doesn't get any better than BG smile, man. You know, he is, he's the best. He's the best. So we'll talk to BG coming up. But first, let's take care of some business. Let's talk Xfinity Sports. Yes. Listen, how'd you do yesterday? You were at the game?
No.
How'd you do at home? Because VG's match, don't say nothing to him, but his setup is a mess. I keep telling him, got to get Xfinity, right? He's got lagging, buffering, switches between apps, trying to find a game, fumbling. He's all about his pregame platter, right? I mean, forget about the what do you have?
A little charcuterie board. I
No,
guess.
but what else? Hummus.
Yeah. Hummus.
Forget the hummus.
Tzatziki.
Instead of your gazikas, instead of doing that, go invest in Xfinity. I mean, come on. You say you're a big fan.
I hear.
You're
Yeah,
a
I had
big
the
fan.
windows open. Nice
You're a
breeze.
fan fisher.
I hear everyone cheering. I don't know what they're cheering for.
I know.
It's weird.
Come on, you're a football fan. You got to have Xfinity, the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games, your favorite teams, all in one place. The way you watch, next level. It's the perfect fan flex. Got all the action right here. Plus, Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. Feels like you're in the stadium 4K. All right, it's that clear. Sometimes I know I do. I got 4 games going on at once. Oof, we took a beating with the Michigan, Nebraska. I got to do the Coach Rule podcast today. That was a tough one. On top of that, you get real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. The best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure the big fan, VG. Is it a big fail, VG? Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. All right. Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
We got some action tonight, right?
So we got a great game tonight. It's Baltimore and Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Baltimore 4.5?
Yes.
What's the total?
53.5. It's gone up 4 points.
53.5. Here's what I like. I like the run. I like both teams' runners. I think it's a Henry game.
Okay.
And I think it's a Gibbs game.
Henry's 85.5. Gibbs 56.5 yards.
56.5?
Montgomery 39.5 yards. Lamar 42.5 yards.
I would go over Gibbs. I that stands out like neon.
All right.
I like because listen, you can run on Baltimore a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the way I think the Lions will score, I think the Ravens will score more.
You like the over?
I do. Yeah, I do. I mean, I know both teams are going to run the ball, and that keeps the clock moving. But I just don't think you're going to get a lot of stops. The Lions defense is much better because they're healthier. But still, this Ravens offense is nasty.
Let's take a shot. First TD scorer for the Lions. I'm going to Laporta, 16-1.
Well, I mean, it sounds nice, but I think it's Gibbs.
You know what do you think the birds are?
Birds, Tampa?
Yeah.
Birds are a 1.5 point favorite over the Buccaneers.
Higher.
Higher? 3?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, on the road.
That's good.
Yes, it is.
That's real good. Birds being 3 over Tampa.
And let's give the people, like your friend circle, what they want today. We got a 2:45 Serie A game. Napoli versus Pisa. Regulation time, Napoli minus 335, Pisa plus 1,000.
So Pisa stinks.
Yes.
Okay. Who you got, Napoli?
Yeah, you gotta go Napoli.
Well, you're not going to lay it.
No, well, you could parlay it with the goals.
How'd you do with Napoli the other day?
That was just they got blown out.
Did they really? Would they lose?
It was like 5-2, I think, or something.
5-2?
Whatever game that was. It was a bad one.
Man.
But you can parlay over 2.5 goals at Napoli, minus 114. There you go.
All right. There you go. All right. Check out the Bet Park Sportsbook Online Casino app for all of your football action and baseball, right? Because playoffs, Red October around the corner, hockey around the corner. So all great sports stuff, all the college football, another wild day in college football. We'll get to all that stuff. But also the casino, because there's always another way to win. Live dealer blackjack, roulette, craps, the hottest online slots. What are you on?
Aztec bonus lines.
Aztec
I like
bonus lines.
I like little Aztec little god symbols pop up, whatever they are.
All right. There you go. You can check it out. Always another way to win on the app. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER, betparks.com for all the details. Bet Parks. And we're waiting for VG. Jules, you want to give me a little heads up? Because we're going to have BG check in, kind of go over the game, kind of what we saw. But I think the story of the game is they won.
Yes.
Story of the game is it was like
they spotted a really good team, a 19-point lead.
Right, like a huge forget about the end. And was it improbable? Yes. Was it luck? No, because I think it's not luck blocking kicks. Like you block a kick, you block a kick. It wasn't like if you do it twice, it says you found something.
Mm-hmm. One of the interesting things also I thought Vic did, Q followed Devontae Adams, I guess, 80% of the times. Yeah. It's the first time we've actually seen it to that extreme level. I'm wondering if that goes forward, if he just like, Q, you shut down this receiver, we'll figure out the rest.
And then you help out on Puka.
Yeah.
And it really kind of worked out. I mean, again, I thought Stafford missed a couple throws, but, what's the matter?
Nothing, Tony. I'm looking at your cup. He's got a cup. It says, "Have a great day, Tony."
Yeah, what I stole that.
They just assume Anthony, you're cutting it short to Tony.
I know.
Oh, Tony. It's a whole different. I can't even think of you as a Tony. It's a weird thing being like, I saw your cup. I was like, Tony.
I know. I was like, did they get the wrong guy?
Have a great day, Tony. Hey.
I've been Ant.
Right.
Anthony and Ant my whole life.
Yes.
Right. Growing up, my father was Tony. He has now switched it back to Anthony. But they would call him Tony. But he kind of switched back to Anthony.
Does it feel weird when you hear someone call you Tony? You don't feel like a Tony,
I don't feel like they're talking to me. Because I'm not a Tony. I've never been a Tony.
Today you're a Tony. I mean, the cup says you're a Tony.
Yeah. I've never gotten that. I was always like,
yeah.
It was always Anthony.
Yeah, you don't have Tony vibes.
Yeah. No. There is a difference.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, there's a complete difference. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why it feels weird, but yeah, when I looked at that cup, I was like taken aback for a second. I was like, Tony.
I know. I saw
sitting next to a Tony.
I was like,
Anthony.
Wow, that's bizarre. That's bizarre. All right, while we wait for VG, let's go over yesterday. We'll do around the league and what happened yesterday. So it was block kick chaos across the league. I mean, how nuts was it?
Yeah, what can you parlay how many block kicks you'll see in a day?
I mean, it was wild. Multiple block kicks in multiple games. It was insane. Early on, let's start in Minnesota, where Wentz was terrific. Now, there was all kinds of crazy things happening in that game, right? Like it was bizarre where there's turnovers and you name it. But Wentz did well. He only had to throw 20 times, 14 for 20, 173 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, no interception. Took a couple sacks.
My boy Coach Jim from the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because we'll have a baseball tournament this weekend. He's like, you're definitely getting called Tony this weekend in the dugout.
Yeah, Tony.
He goes, I saw the cup too. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. But Wentz was so good that they brought Prosper in to mop up.
Oh man,
because it was an ugly day for Cincinnati. Minnesota might have found something with Wentz, just like Baldy said. I smell it.
they got Isaiah Rodgers had, I guess, the PFF Pro Football Focus grades people.
99.9%.
It's the first time they've had a defensive player.
Well, he had an interception or return for a touchdown and a fumble recovery.
Yes, he did.
He caused the fumble too.
Yes.
And then returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah, he had himself a day.
That it was a day.
The Bengals, what are they doing to back up? Browning stinks.
He stinks.
Stinks.
Steelers, Patriots. Steelers up. They win it 21-14. We're going to have BG come up in a minute. Don't look now, but
what?
The Steichen Colts.
Dude.
Danny
They're
Dimes.
out of control right now.
They're legit.
Yes.
They're absolute legit. Scary legit. They actually look good.
Jonathan Taylor.
Now,
is he 40? It feels like he's been around forever. He's having a year, man.
I love Jonathan Taylor, local kid.
Ooh.
You know, I'm a big Jonathan Taylor fan.
3 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah, he had a monster. Texans Jaguars in a slugfest, but the game I'm shocked at, Carolina, 30-0 over the Falcons.
Yeah. They were talking about Falcons being a good team this year. You can't. A good team's not going to get shut out by the Panthers like this.
It was unbelievable.
1-2.
They turned the ball over 3 times, and that was a mistake, right? You had the 2 picks by Penix. But my God, the Panthers only had 224 yards of offense and won 30-0.
30-0.
That's unbelievable when you think about it. I mean, they only threw for 114 yards. Are you kidding me? It was wild. We talked about, well, we got them. Oh, you ready to smile?
Yes.
You ready to smile?
Yes.
All right. Brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app and Parks Casino. Time for BG's Breakdown live on the Xfinity guest line. The legend himself makes everybody happy. Great, Graham. What's up,
man? How you doing? How y'all both doing?
Doing good.
We're doing great, baby. We're doing great. I was saying it.
I'm surprised our voices are. We can talk right now because that was so crazy yesterday.
Nobody's got energy
man.
like you. Nobody. It's why you were not only a great player, but such a great locker room influence. Because when you're in the room, you make everybody feel like it's okay. It's all good when BG's around.
Well, man, that's what I try to live by every day. Is I try to, at least it's so much stuff that happened to us in this world that's gonna happen in this world, and it's how we respond to it. And for me, I'm always trying to figure out I'm trying to problem solve. Sometimes it gets you in trouble when you're trying to fix something that wifey may just want you to hear about. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
we fix her, man. And so I'm always trying to figure out that next thing, and my attitude got to be right if I'm gonna figure it out.
Well, you know what? This team's attitude is right because you don't win games and win games like yesterday when you're down that big without the right attitude. Like they just feel like they expect to win.
Yep. They feel real good. They definitely feel real good.
Yep. What did you see yesterday? Like, first of all, Jordan Davis blocking the kick. I mean, you saw him over the last 2 years. How great do you feel for the kid? He put all that work in. He lost weight. He's playing the snaps. And to have a moment like that was a great gift for him.
Yeah, that was a great gift. That was a great gift for him. I'm so happy for him. And then I know that it's only going to make you want to work even harder because now you know what that feels like. And you're like, I can do it. I remember how I felt as a rookie or trying to get that label off of me. And it's the same for him. He came in with his mindset of I'm a come down a couple pounds. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting the best shape of my life. And to be able to run that far after all them plays you played, and then you making 4th down stops, you blocked the first one, then go block another one. I mean, man, and got a sack from hustling. It's stuff that he taking off, and all you got to do is continue to keep pressing. And I'm so happy for him because, man, he deserved all that he got yesterday.
Did you see this? So he got up to 18 miles an hour. When he was running down, they clocked him. 18
Yep.
miles an hour for the big boy. How great. Oh, you kidding me?
Oh man, that's what you need right there, boy. You just like Jordan Davis. I'm so proud of him, but the work is not done, as he know. But this just to start. And then, like a lot of people, just like even with me, you got to use the stuff as motivation because everybody wants you to produce, and sometimes if you don't do it right away, you can get that label on you. And then now I just seen him take his game to the next level, and now it's got to be consistent, and that's the biggest thing. Just got to just one game at a time. This was a great one. Enjoy it, but on to the next one.
So take me into your world for a minute, right? Because you're
Hmm.
still getting acclimated to this viewing as a spectator, this whole
Yes.
thing. What was yesterday's game like, especially since there was such a big difference between the first half and the second half?
Well, I can tell you the first half, it wasn't Eagles football. I mean, they was feeling their way through and things just wasn't coming together. But I feel like on the sideline, that's the biggest thing. That's the most crucial part. You gotta be, hey y'all, we gonna get it right. You just gotta stay believing, stay working. Great stop on where they kick a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. And then, come out third quarter and do that, like, sack, strip sack, then they get the ball, they score the next play. It's a lot of people keeping everybody cool and calm. And that's a sign of a good team because it could have exploded yesterday when it went up 26-7. And people could have been on the sideline like, man, we came in there and talked all this, and then we come out here first drive. It's like, no. They went out there and they handled their business. They got the offense going. Defense made some stops, and man, we went out there and we put on the show at the end. And it was gritty, as you know, Philly gritty, blue collar type fight. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, because they thought they won it. They really did. The Rams thought it was over. They thought they was about to bury us, and you just saw the leadership shine so brightly in that game yesterday.
It really, you nailed it too. They were talking like
Hmm.
just their way, their mannerisms. They were acting
Yep.
like it was over. They
The
felt like
coach was over there dapping up. Oh yeah, yeah. I know, yeah. I can read lips. I can read some lips. But it was fun though, man. I was over there just like, come on, y'all. We just gotta get it going. When he threw it, when Jalen threw it to Zach, I mean AJ the first one, then went to Goddard, I'm sorry, Dallas. And man, that was the start of that stuff. And then AJ caught one. Devontae got the one to go up. And I mean, 33-26. You know what I'm saying? It's like how? Like, and all in the third, middle of the third to the fourth. Oh man. So now we just gotta make sure we find that early on, and just keep it going because it could have been, it didn't even have to be close if they playing like that.
yeah. I think offensively, I mean, you just have to like teams, and you see it. You know better than anyone. The teams are going to
Hmm.
sell out against the run. They're going to try to stop Saquon, and you got your own lines a little banged up. Landon's still banged up. You lose early.
Yeah.
You lose Lane to the stinger, right? So sometimes I think you got to press a little bit. You got to give the ball, put the ball in Jalen's hand, and let him cook a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta take that seatbelt off. You know what I'm saying, so that they can go out and play. Because I mean, hey, at the end of the day, everybody is feeling. I know how this is in the beginning. We feeling each other out. We doing all this, and now we in real game like situations. And I like that they can at least get to that. You know what I'm saying. And now I feel they will get to that early and go out there and take shots and do all that stuff because I know that that's just part of the growth in what you're doing during the off season, and now it's real time, and now the pressure of us talking and saying all these different things that you hear in the building, all that stuff, and you got to block it out. And I feel like they doing a good job of that, especially the second half. They just went out there and took that seatbelt off, and they start making plays, getting into their playmakers.
When people say, because I say it all the time, and that the way it is now, September is really preseason that counts. Like you
Hmm.
still are. It's legitimate that you're working through a bunch of things to try to find your identity. I mean, we last year your identity didn't come out until early October, right? And then it's like, all right, we
Right.
kind of know who we are. I think it's kind of the same thing this year, especially when teams are going to try to take away Saquon.
Yes, and we knew that he had 500 yards within them 2 games that we played last year. So I knew it was going to be one of those games where I was like, the passing game either about to take off, or we just or things is about to get crazy, or Saquon need to have a day. But I felt in my heart that the passing game was going to take off, and it did in the second half. And all I feel is they just working through growing pains of just the beginning stages of how he's calling it to how Jalen, running it and all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff that they're working out, but I'm glad it worked out in their favor in the second half.
Yeah, and again, listen, we're all guilty because we love it. Like, we love this stuff. Like,
Mhm.
we're crazy about it. And sometimes it's hard to be, I don't want to say objective, but to really kind of understand. It takes a minute. Like, it's still hot out. Like,
Mhm.
we haven't
Yeah.
even today's the first day of fall. Like, we haven't even
Yes.
gotten to it. Like, there has to be a breath before we start and worry or this or thinking that the
Yes.
whole season's going to go a certain way.
Because you know what, like last year, I felt everybody. It was just so much fun, and everybody looked for had that same expectation. I mean, we do too. We want to come in as a team. Just speaking as a player, it's like you want to come in and do it again. You want to go on your three-peat style, but you got to win number two, and so you got to come with a new focus. You got new players, you got new things, and then now you're not playing as much preseason as you would play normally now, because that's just how the setup is. So these first 4 games is crucial in your development over how y'all running, how the season's gonna go. Because if y'all managing and going through tough times now, it's only gonna get even better because you be battle tested in the moments, and you winning those games too. Because that could have easily been a loss, and we could
Yeah.
been over here been like, man, we got some work to do, or this and that, and we always got work to do. But as is right now, is take a deep breath. Your team just won. They figuring it out, and they still winning. They 3-0, and it's not like 23 when we was
Now,
losing, winning in a certain way where you like, I don't like that. We gonna get caught up on some stuff, but now it's this year, and I think that they doing a great job with just how they. At least I know that they gonna stay in the game,
yeah,
because that right there showed me.
I never bought the
Hmm.
23 thing because even if it was going to look a certain way,
Hmm.
because you won last year, right? Like, when you win
Yeah.
last year, and this defense, this defense is legit, right? Like, so,
Yes.
right, in 23 it was a little different. It was pre-Vic, before
Yep.
Fangio get here, right?
Hmm.
This defense will get you through those moments. And look, even
Yep.
yesterday, like, the Rams offense is no joke. And
Yes.
in the red zone, the D stands up, man.
They
All those
stand
field
up.
goals, right?
Yes, them field goals, and then the fourth down stop. Even though we didn't get the one, I mean, didn't get no points on ours either. Where they stopped us on fourth, it just showed and gave you that confidence as a defense to go out the next time and say, "Yeah, we can do this." And that was 4th and 1, and I don't know what they was thinking running behind whoever they ran behind with Jordan Davis right there.
Right.
They learning right now, but boy, I'm so happy that because it's a confidence boost. It's a confidence boost that they went through, and man, they handled it. They business, and from like you said, it's not like 23, because now we got a second year with the same DC. Even though we won the Super Bowl, normally
Right.
you lose coaches, and so that's where we're fortunate. We lost. I mean, we still got the coaches here. Everybody just going through. I mean, KP. The coordinator, offensive coordinator. He's his first year as a coordinator, but he's been here, and they're going through on how he's calling it, and now trying to figure it all out. But I know that they're going, man, we building, baby, just like last year. So enjoy it. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the season, because it could sneak up on you again, and we could be going through the same little thing like we did last year. But this time around, we undefeated. you know?
BT, we gotta talk about Zack Baun because,
Mhm.
my God, that dude, we almost take it for granted how good he is. Like, he, the play, that interception. What, like,
Yes.
Stafford's not a dude that gets fooled, right? Like, he
Hmm.
doesn't make that throw.
No.
Boy, Zach baited him. That thing was amazing, BG.
It was. Zach is always around the ball, boy. And man, one thing I say is he came in, everybody had they, label on what they thought he was gonna be, special teams, all this stuff. Man, I seen a guy come in, focused, worked his butt off, doing whatever Coach Vic, and that's the thing too. Coach Vic, he was the one that placed him where he was, and he was mad about it. But at the same time, you couldn't tell because of how he came out to play every day, and he learned that position. And man, when he started making plays, it just started to grow in his confidence. And he's a smart player, and so I'm
Yeah.
glad that he went out there and made that play because he know what they're running. I mean, the film study. I mean, for what I see, the preparation on how he prepares, man. That's why he get what he get, and it's no mistake on why he's doing what he's doing. I think it's just he still had that chip on his shoulder. He's not full, even though he got paid last year. I just know that man, this boy right here, he gonna be the difference maker. Definitely.
What is it about Fangio about you know that wisdom? Like these
Hmm.
DCs that have wisdom, I know you appreciate that because you were
Hmm.
always a guy that kind of understood the game on that next level.
Yes. You know what it is? It's consistency. It's about him staying consistent on who he is every day. It don't matter if I'm me or 15 years in. Hey, PG, what you doing here? Come on. Like, he gonna hold you accountable. And he's gonna run it how he's been doing for a long time. And of course he still has open ears to suggestions and stuff like that, because we all can learn from different things. But I know that for him, he's consistent in who he is. He's not he don't always strikes us as trying to befriend us, but it's more about us taking care of jobs and being professional. And like he always say, save your money. He always talk to us about little things as being a man growing up, some of the young guys, and that old school way is always a good way because it's lessons and the new school too, because people have different ways on how they adjust into this new school of football, but he still has his consistency, and that's what I like about Vic. He's gonna get on whoever, not just because you're a vet. I need you to be accountable for when that moment come. I need to know I can count on you and know what you're doing out there and know how to play what I'm teaching. And so I think that's where Vic is A1 on, and I think that he is just consistent with who he is, and you know what you're getting, and that's what I like. That's why I think Zack Baun is did it well too, because he told me about the Saints and how they were about down there, and it was tough. So he been ready. He been ready.
Hey, one other guy I want to bring up on the other side of the ball, but when Lane goes out with the stinger, right?
Hmm.
Uh, Fred Johnson comes in for Pryor because Pryor was struggling. But
Yeah.
Fred comes in, and I thought that was a huge piece of the game because Fred calmed things down. All of a sudden, it wasn't jailbreak on Jalen.
Yep.
He had a real good calming effect on that line of protection.
Yeah. And that's a credit to Howie. Howie knew that he needed somebody that could do it. And I know Fred went down to the Jaguars, and things just didn't work out for the offseason like he wanted to. But I was so happy when Howie made that trade to get him back, because he definitely is somebody that went in there last year and calmed everybody down and had to hold it down when I think was it Jordan Mulatto when he
Yeah,
went down? Or
yeah,
yeah. And so
yeah,
you
yeah.
need a guy like that. You need a journeyman that's really good, that's working every day. Because Fred go out there and he busts his butt, even though he want to play, he want to be a starter. I feel like he enjoyed the role because he has two great people in front of him with Jordan and Lane, and they both make him feel good on letting them know like, hey, we all here for each other. It's not just about me. I need you in times, and that was where Lane needed his brother to step it up, and you could tell in Jalen's posture that he trusted him too. So that's what's sweet. We all won one together, and to be back and for it to happen again, you knew it's the right way. And I'm glad that Fred got a home in Philly, because we needed him right now so much yesterday. Because Verse and all them boys was licking their chops on Matt, and I'm sorry, Pryor, you my guy. You my guy, Pryor. But they being out there, he more of a guard than he is a tackle. So
Yeah,
but you trying to play both positions because that's just how you want to be expendable where you can say I can do this and that too. But yeah, we'll leave that up to Big Fred, and you stay in that middle. Yep, that's my guy though. He know it.
Hey, BG, when you guys were talking about how the defense was holding them to field goal after field goal, when you're doing your job like that, you as a leader, if you're on that sidelines and you see the
Mhm.
offense sputtering, going 3 and out, is that something where you just quiet towards the offense and let them figure it out, or you getting in their face, being like, "Come on, we're out here holding them to threes. You guys gotta get together."
Well, you know what? The first person I'm gonna go to is Jalen because I need him to be that leader, and I'm gonna just tap him like, "Hey, man, we got you. We got your back, baby. We're gonna make a stop. Let him know that every little situation, you got to give him some good energy because he already going through it in his mind. If you know the player and you know how he process things, it's like, man, I don't want him beating himself up. I need him to hear some positive, and so I'm the guy that mostly go up to people and say, "Hey, it's all good. We got your back because you need that because we all are all critical of ourselves in those moments. Then you watch it. Millions of people are watching you, and not a lot of people can handle those moments. So I try to be that voice of reason, and then it rubs off, and other guys try to be that, other closer friends be like, "Hey, man, we got you. Don't worry about it." And when you got that, man, I mean, it don't always happen the way you want to, but at least you know in that hard moment that I wasn't one of those, man, you gotta do this and you gotta like it's like people don't respond to that. People shut down more, but sometimes your emotions do get the best of you and it's not perfect. But I can own that too, because I've been there and I've done that and I've probably raised my voice a little bit and I shouldn't have because I forgot who I was talking to and he don't take that well. So
Hmm.
I had to learn as a leader. And that's where I feel leaders have to always be open to that because you have to know your personnel. And so, yeah, I hope them guys. Oh, I wasn't on the sideline, but from what it looked like, they managed themselves well and found out who they were and started just applying it, and especially on both sides of the ball, especially offense.
That was interesting last night. Kelce got into it with Andy last night on the sidelines.
Yeah. Hey, that's a guy that hey, that's love right there because when you got Andy like that boy, and that's just, like that's your guy, it's just like that's just he got so much that he hold him to a higher standard. And so when maybe Kelsey might have said something, but he like, look, I don't know what was said, but I just know Coach Reed had to let him know, bump him a little bit, like, hey, 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 you remember, I'm the one. Nah, but I love it though. Coach Reed and them boy, they both have a history of that, but they always figure it out, and I love that for them, man. But that's their problem because them Eagles, baby,
That's
we
it,
we
baby.
coming for
All right, last thing.
them.
Uh, Tampa. When I say Tampa to you,
hmm
what's the first thing comes to mind?
Well, Tampa last year, that was the most legit loss we had last year for real. Like we was like, man, they played good against us and they had a good game plan. We wasn't we I remember us just being kind of back a little bit, especially with the corners, and they was going quick game, quick game, quick game, and trying to run a little bit, trying to be balanced. We got to make sure that we go out there and get after Baker because Baker is one of those guys that breaks a lot of tackles, really good in the pocket, can got two good receivers and Mike Evans and Bouquet from that other school. I ain't gonna say it because we missed them, but they do got some good players. They got some really good players, man, and we gotta make sure on the offensive side of the ball because I don't think their defense is okay, but it's not as good as it's been prior. But their offense is really good. And Mike Evans, I don't know his injury. I seen his injury. He looked
Yeah.
like he hamstring maybe, and don't know if we gonna have him for that game, but for the most part, they had a good plan going against us last year, and that was the most legit loss that we had last year, and we got to go down there again. So they gotta make sure that they just execute their game plan this week and start like they did in the second half of this Rams game against them.
Hey, speaking of Big Blue, Michigan, big win over Nebraska. I do Coach Rules podcast, so we from Nebraska.
Yes,
So,
yes,
so I got
man.
tape today. He's going to be in a bad mood.
No. I know that's always the worst when you got a guest on and then something happened in the game where they're like, I don't even know if he coming on today. Cause Lane got hurt yesterday. We supposed to have Lane on tomorrow. So I mean I think he still will, but I know that now you're on the injury report, so we gotta see how that's gonna work for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
speaking of that, the Brandon Graham Show right here on PHLY. Oh man, your show's awesome. It's everybody's gotta watch it, man. It's so great. You're a natural dude. You're just a superstar with it.
Nah, I appreciate you. And I appreciate you for real, man. Just, believing in me and, just with us just all working together. It's been such a, great journey so far and can't wait to see where it goes, man. Cause, man, it's just all new familiar, new territory for me, but it's the reps that you got to get just like in football. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's a daily walk, it's ups and downs. We might have to do a little extra sometimes to get, something that we've been looking for and I had to work on some things, looking at yourself, different things, slow down, all the little details. And so, man, I'm just I appreciate you. For real,
Oh
man.
man, but I mean, I'm so happy that you're with us. You're a treasure. We love you.
Can I
You're
ask
gonna be a
you?
superstar.
Can I
What?
ask you one more thing? That our
Oh
chat
yeah,
viewers
let's
want
do
to
it.
know: who wins a 40 race, you or Jordan Davis?
Oh man, no, stop playing. Stop playing. I'm out. I'm out. I'm gone. Even at this age. But hey, Jordan definitely, hey, he ran for the big boys. Hey, I put my money on him for real, especially the new and improved and in shape Jordan Davis. That boy out there, got a chip on his shoulder, and I can't wait to see where it goes for him.
Brother, we love you.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah,
See you
appreciate you.
tomorrow.
Let's
You're the
go.
man, babe. There he is. BG. Love me some BG.
Yeah.
No, nobody better.
No. Nope.
Nobody better. All right. Let's take care of some business. And then the brain will join us to go over the game. So we have a big Monday night game. And the brain will join us. Don't forget the Parks Casino. And the Bet Parks app brings us Brandon Graham. Every Monday we get BG, courtesy of the Bet Parks app. And again, he's the Bet Parks app and Parks Casino, the main sponsor of the Brandon Graham Show, which is always a blessing. We had a lot of fun. How about it, Jules? Jules producer. We were up there Friday at Parks Casino for the race day, the pre-Pennsylvania Derby, which was a blast, and everybody had a lot of fun. Parks Casino, so many things to do. It's a place that you got to go for a mecca of entertainment in our own backyard. I mean, it's big time. The sports book is amazing. You got all the TVs ready to go. You got world-class restaurants. The beer garden is amazing. And then all the acts that you have at Parks Casino at the Excite Center right here, like Kansas.
All we are is dust in the wind.
Kansas is coming this fall.
Yeah, they are.
Like you got
Your favorite Air Supply. Lying alone with my head on the phone, thinking of you till it hurts.
Okay. You have Bill Murray and his blood brother.
Yeah,
Bill Murray.
the Bill Murray.
Murray's going to be at Parks Casino.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So world-class comedians, Brian Regan, I mean, you name it, one after the other. Parks Casino. Check out parkscasino.com to get all tickets for all the shows. You're going to see somebody you love, all right? Somebody you love is going to be at Parks Casino. You want to laugh. They have comedy, Joe Conklin night. It's so much fun. And all the table games and the sports book and all the great restaurants. So make sure Parks Casino is on your list. All right, Parks Casino. This is how we win. At Parks Casino, you're going to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. Let's give a little love to Truemark Financial Credit Union.
Kelly's freaking out.
Oh, yeah. So she's flipping out. She's loving Tony on the show today. Yeah. So Truemark Financial, they're doing a really good program over here with this Greenlight debit card and money app because it's really important that kids have some kind of financial literacy and responsibility while they're growing up before they get older and an adulthood with no financial skills like I was. So now's the perfect time. Maybe your kids have some money from a summer job and then maybe as school's picking up and you're getting your routine, they're getting some chores, so they're getting a little money in their pocket that way. So this is a perfect time for the Greenlight debit card and money app from TrueMark. And if you're a TrueMark financial member, you get a Greenlight account for your kids or teens totally free. And it's a really simple way for them to manage their own money. They get their own debit card. They can set savings goals, track spending, and learn how to budget, all while you stay in the loop from your phone. So you're in control, but they get to learn how money really works in everyday life and make some decisions. So before your kids get too old and they're out of the house and don't know what they're doing financially, this is a great way in time to help your kids build smart money habits that'll stick with them throughout adulthood. So head over to truemark.com/greenlight, get all the details and sign up today, and don't miss the chance to set your kids up for financial success.
All right. By the way, the BG show, and Jules, you produced the BG show.
Yep.
So you'll be doing.
It's awesome. Yeah.
You'll be doing it. You guys tape tomorrow.
Tape tomorrow morning, and then it publishes Wednesday at 11.
Wednesday at 11. Yeah. So right after us on Wednesdays at 11, the Brandon Graham show. So make sure. I know Tastegate Dom was just wondering. So it's always a great time. All right. Now joining us on the Xfinity guest line, the Brain.
Brain. Red, the Brain, Feinberg.
Morning, Brain.
Hey, how are you, buddy? How are you?
Good. You all right?
I didn't sleep last night. You probably see me. I didn't sleep. So, all right. But what can you do? Part of the business I'm in, my friend. Part of the business.
But we're just going to leave it at this. Brain suffered a bad beat yesterday, so we're not going to tell you what that. You have no need to go into the details. But the bad beats are the bad beats. Everybody has them, even professionals like you.
Well, Anthony, not only that, and again, I used to wonder why it seemed like I got more than the average bear, but then I actually realized, well, it makes sense. If you're on the right side of it more times than not, you're going to have more chances to get unlucky, right? It makes sense of why you would theoretically get more. But yeah, yesterday was, I always say in this business, you can't choose when you get lucky and unlucky based on your bet size. You just hope that on your bigger bets, it doesn't go against you. But it's okay. New day, my friend. And, it's funny, Anthony, I almost would have gotten bailed out for the entire day. Park says we do this a little video where I have to give my picks. I gave the parlay of the day. I had AJ to get 100 yards. Great call by you. I know you thought they were going to finally start using the passing game. That was like plus 400. I had Puka Nacua to get 7 catches. I had there was one other one that I won that was won pretty easily. I forget what it was, but the first three. Bucky Irving to get a 13-yard run. So last play, I need Alvin Kamara to get 4 catches. It was a 20-1 shot. 20-1 shot would have been a really nice hit, but they completed 23 passes in the first half. Kamara got one of them.
Oh my God! Why would he be a part of the pass game?
He's done it 12 of his last 13 games. I'm like, it's a game that they'll be passing. My handicap I thought was good, but it just didn't, couldn't quite get there.
Oh, man. All right. Let's turn your attention to
Let's turn it around.
Ravens and Lions, a great one on Monday Night Football. There's a play that I love, and it's Jahmyr Gibbs over rushing yards.
It's interesting, Anthony. It's a very low number. It's a very, very low number considering how good Jahmyr Gibbs is. Let me bring it up right now. I think it was in the mid 50s.
Yeah, well, he told I didn't even know what the number was. He said it, and I went,
50,
oh my God.
56 and a half. 56 and a half. It's like funny for a guy that good. You're like, how the heck can it be so low? The Ravens last year, Anthony, were terrific against the run. This year, small sample size, they haven't been as great. I definitely lean over for Jahmyr Gibbs. The only question is, again, he usually gets exactly 12 carries, 11 carries. Just the volume would be the only thing I would question on it. For me, the two props, and I haven't bet either one of them yet.
Hey, real quick, just give you, you always say show your work, right? So I'll show my work. The reason why I like it is, again, you already said it, which is they're not as good against the run this year as they were last year. But also, they're going to want to run the ball and not get into a shootout with the Ravens. They know how potent the Ravens' offense is. And to me, I think they lean heavier into the run game.
I actually think that'd be the exact way I would do it if I was, with Dan Campbell on that coaching staff. I agree, because the best defense is keeping their offense off the field. Detroit's, what I like about Detroit, they're the kind of team that can actually execute a game plan like that. It's easier to say, oh, let's just run the ball and like, all right, but then, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 6, like, oh, now we're down to just one play. But Gibbs such a big play guy, Anthony. I agree with you. The two that I was looking at, haven't pulled the trigger yet, in case anyone's curious. Jamison Williams, I liked over 48.5. He goes over that about 65% of the time anyway. And what I like about that, he could have 0 going in the 4th quarter, and he's just a big play guy. He can do it. 48 I thought was a little low, but I just don't trust him, so I couldn't quite get there. And the other one was DeAndre Hopkins, under 1.5 catches. Barely played the first 2 games. Gotten 2 targets both games, caught both of them in limited snap share time. It's just they're saying all this great stuff about him. It's like scaring me off, but I don't think he gets 2 catches.
How about the game? Where are you looking game-wise?
Anthony, it's interesting. I just can't. You remember the game? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, they blew him out 2 years ago. They
blew him out, and I can't get that out of my head. I just can't. And Baltimore at home is just a team there's certain guys you don't want to pick a fight with them. Like that dude's you don't want to mess with. Baltimore's a team at home. That's why I give the Eagles so much credit last year when they won at Baltimore.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, this team's really great. Baltimore's a team at home, specifically at home. I don't want to mess with. For me, it's Baltimore pass, just because I've seen so many times Baltimore they just trounce you, and they're going to score their points. It's just a matter of, can you keep up offensively? Certainly Detroit has the talent, Anthony, to do it, but I just don't want to step in front of that train.
I agree. I'm with you. I like the Ravens a lot in the game. And again, I know the over's been bet up and up and up and up. I don't know how this one doesn't go over, but
Anthony, I'll answer your question. Because you said how
I know the run game.
And that's exactly how I think they should play this game. It's not only scoring; it's scoring in a controlled manner.
Yeah,
and it's scoring in drives where it's like, okay, here we are. Wow, shoot, we're already in the 3rd quarter. It's like tie game. All right, we're in this. We're fine. As opposed to just Lamar just doing what he does, and Henry. Those guys are just so explosive. So to me, I would try to just play it slow if I was Van Campbell Company, which is why your Jahmyr Gibbs actually probably does make sense. And actually, now that you say it, I'm actually going to look into that a little bit more, because I do agree with you. That's their best way to win.
I mean, it's your way to approach it. The problem is, I think, is that at some point, the tempo just becomes that scoring machine. It just feels like it. It's going to take a lot for these teams to go under.
It's going to take a lot for these teams to go under. You're absolutely right. I mean, these are arguably 2 of the, can we call it 2 of the 5 best offensive teams in football. But Anthony, got just yesterday's day. What a crazy set of games, right? The Cleveland coming back to win with the block kick. You saw the Jets turn around at the end. 49ers game, the Eagles game at the end. There were so many games that were just unbelievable watching the ends of them, right? I mean, I thought it was a very
block
exciting day
kick
for the NFL.
chaos.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's never been that many, right? It actually got to the end when the Chargers, that was a good one for me. I didn't even when the Chargers and the 49ers were going for field goals at the end. I'm like, I was forget half. I was 75% expecting a block. I'm like,
I know,
because it was just so much, like, it was crazy to watch it. Really, really was.
It was and for survivors, the pack going down eliminated a lot of.
I did stay away from that game, Anthony. I did stay away, and I on your show I said I would stay away from Green Bay and I would stay away from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I thought those games were going to go down on the way end, and they did. You got away with one, didn't get away with the other. I only like Seattle. That was the game that
and that was an easy one. That was easy.
I wish they were all like that, my good friend.
Yeah.
I wish they were all like that.
We got Futz in the chat's got a good idea, because I like the teaser. So he says we should get it should be a brain teaser.
Oh, the brain teaser.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I like a brain teaser.
Yeah, so what are we doing? Are we doing Lions plus 10.5 over 47?
DJ.
No, you got to give us one. I know that this is not on your record. This is not an official one. If you're going to give us a teaser, which way we teasing tonight?
I guess I'd have to take the Lions and the over.
All right.
And I say that
that's where I'm leaning.
I couldn't look myself in the mirror teasing Baltimore down to +2 or 1.5. I just couldn't. I just couldn't do that. I'd rather take Detroit getting over 10. But
if you
I would
saw
never do.
Detroit plus 10.5 tonight, you'd hop all over that. You'd bet a lot of money if that was.
And if I saw Detroit minus 1.5, I'd hop over the Ravens. Of course, with the teaser, you'd always take the other side. You know, VG, you knew this. But look, again, as I said, if you don't go through the 3 and the 7, you're making a donation.
Right. So the official brain tease today is Lions plus 10.5 over 47.
And the over. Yeah, there we go. You know what? Or maybe you just go for the middle and take the Ravens minus plus 1.5 and hope it lands.
We got it.
Ravens
You're on the record. 10.5.
I like the Ravens better because it's like,
do you think the Ravens going to outscore the Lions by 10?
What are you talking about? If you take the Ravens in the teaser, all you do is to win the game, and I think the Ravens win the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that good. I don't feel as good about the Ravens winning the game as you do.
I do. But to me, they're at home. The Lions.
That's why there's chocolate and vanilla, guys. That's why there's chocolate and vanilla. I love these friendly disagreements.
Yeah, but the Lions on turf away from home are a different team.
I understand.
They beat the Ravens. No way. There's no way. No. I think the Ravens could easily win by more than 10.5.
Grab that, Julie, for tomorrow. Grab that for tomorrow.
All right, big shot. Like I'll go through all your trash juice plays.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is I gave you lots of winners over the weekend. Brady and I we did pretty well over
I was invited, I mean, except for that one game, but I had a very good, very strong weekend. Things went well. But funny, Anthony, talking about Saturday's games real quick, you know, the Nebraska-Michigan game, pretty entertaining. You get the Hail Mary at the end of the half. By the way, now that was one that did go my way. I had Nebraska after I spoke to you. I took Nebraska in the first half plus a half. That one did go my way. I'm saying you can't choose your luck for the bet size. That was a small bet, but Michigan actually played really well. I was actually very impressed. Again,
they're good.
Sharon Moore doesn't coach.
Yeah,
they play a lot better than.
Haynes,
and I can't wait for the Oregon game this week.
Haynes ran the ball well.
Haynes is good.
Yeah.
Look, Michigan next year is the year, I think, for them. I felt, it's funny, Anthony, because I know you're really friendly with Coach Roy. Felt bad for them. They played. Look, Raiola played well. Michigan just was a better team. I felt Michigan probably deserved one by.
Dude, they just. You know what's funny? I agree. Nebraska doesn't have enough playmakers on defense.
No, they don't have any. Watching it, I didn't see anything that really stood out. And that's it's hard
because offense. Raiola's legit.
He's good.
Like, yeah, could you use another running back? Yeah, but they need help on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they played out. Oh, listen, at least he's made Nebraska under Scott Frost. Unfortunately, become kind of a joke. At least with Coach Rule, you're seeing a true turnaround, which is nice for from Nebraska point of view. But the game this week, the Penn State Oregon game, that's the game I'm really. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this game for a while. Just again,
I love the Nittany lines in this game.
Yeah, okay.
What's the early line?
I believe it's 3. I will double check it right now.
Penn State by double digits.
It's 3.
They're going to win by double digits.
It is 3.
I love Penn State.
There's some 3.5. Actually, 3.5 at 3.5. 3.5. 3.5.
I love Penn State.
And it opened at 3. It's been bet up to 3.5.
Yeah, as it should. Because they're going to win by double digits.
Yeah, again, it's interesting.
This a way out the game?
I don't really know how good Oregon is. I mean, you saw that they beat the fakest of fake Oklahoma State teams.
Oklahoma State.
So I mean, that was their big street cred win, right? They beat Oklahoma State by 60, but Oklahoma State loses to bottom 5 teams by 30. So they're obviously not. I mean, and then they didn't look so great against Northwestern. I really just, there's no way to know how really good Oregon really is. From before the year, I would have made this line, Anthony, closer to 6.5 in my power ratings, but I've bumped up Oregon and I've lowered Penn State a little bit, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to this game.
Nah, me too. Love the Nets. All right, buddy. Good stuff, my brother. You'll be getting tonight.
Yeah, exactly. You know I'm going to. Appreciate both you guys. VG, don't do that teaser.
I live and die with the teasers. I had a nice one this weekend. I'll hit this one tonight.
Well, what was the one you had before I go?
Oh, I had a couple overs, but I did your thing with the 3s and the 7s. I had Arizona did that, got me to 7.5.
Yes.
And what was the other one? I forget. The other one was the Seahawks got me down to -1.5.
Yeah.
Then I had over 44.5 in the Cowboys game and over 39.5 in the Broncos game.
Well, the over-under, I'll let you go on this one. Over-under, no, but when they call it an advantage teaser when you go through the 3 and the 7, VG, stick with the advantage teasers and everyone out there.
Stay with it, buddy. All right.
I appreciate you both. Be good.
Thanks, brother. There he is, the brain.
I like the brain teaser. It's nice. It's a good little segment.
Yeah.
Futz. Nice work, Futz.
Yeah, I like it too. Futz is
You just can't get him just to give you a teaser for fun, though.
Because it goes again. He's a pro.
So I know. Just give us one non-pro. Give us one Joe.
I know.
One Joe bet.
I know. I got you. Once again, we have to repeat it, but R.I.P. Bernie Parent. Bernie, one of the greatest. We lost a legend. Number one.
Such a fluke
Word
injury.
number one.
Fluke injury, too. Took him out with that stick in the eye.
Stick in the eye.
Through the mask.
He was a great dude. He was a bigger than life character.
Yeah.
That French Canadian Bernie.
Similar to BG, where it makes you like feel good when you
Big
see
smile
Bernie.
guy.
Yeah.
Big look at him. Look at him. Look at the old school mask.
Yeah.
Bernie, baby.
One of the videos I was watching, I don't know if I think I sent it to Julie. Well, maybe. I think we'll get to it later, actually.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Bernie, man. The best. Really.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to miss him. He was being around him. I was around him many times. We were buddies. We were talking about doing Italy together.
He was a great tutor to Pelly Lindbergh.
He was the best.
With him, yeah.
He was the best, Bernie. We're going to miss him. Bullies. He's a bully in heaven. All right, buddy. Time for a little back in the day.
Yeah, well, we got a new shirt too, PHLY. We're gonna try and let's give it a little love. It's available. Released yesterday a little bit.
Slim.
A little Slim Jordan Davis running with the ball.
Look at that.
Check that out on PHLY.
Yes. That's cool, man. I like it. Put it back up there, Jules. Let me see it one more time. Slim, look at that, baby. Look at the big guy running.
Got the ball tucked.
Yeah.
Checked it.
Jordan Davis. Good color scheme, too. I love that green with the black.
I love the black shirts with the green.
Yeah, the black shirt with the green's good, strong. That's good stuff. AllPHLY.com for that.
Yeah.
So make sure you do it. All right, let's go back in the day.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy.
Come with me, Tony. Let's go back in the day a little bit to the days of a little bit about Bernie.
Tony.
Yeah.
I was wondering, have a good day. Great day, Tony. Thank you. Thank you, Starbucks.
Yeah.
So we go
like
back
Gregory,
in the day.
Called Gregory.
Yeah, I don't like Tony.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tony.
Yeah.
I can't do the Tony. All right, here we go. Back in the day.
Just like the first minute is pretty good. They talk about money.
Perron is absolutely fantastic. Got to give Hodge A for effort there. He was down on his knees and tried to tip that shot in. And Cashman cutting in front tried to tip it in, but Bernie Perron, depicted here by one of the fans on that banner, came up with a big save. You never see that face. He won't take that mask off until he's really off the ice. I understand he did say that if they win the cup here this afternoon, the mask comes off before he leaves the ice.
Wow.
Well, he says, I don't want my players to see my expression, whether it's of anguish or whether it's of concern or anything. Clark talks about him laughing behind that mask.
That's cool. Yeah, I just want
Wait.
The shot kicked out by Perron. Rebound of McLeish, but Badney keeps it in. Bruins keep it in. Shepard Abadi, a backhander, and that's stopped. It goes wide of the net. McLeish trying to get out of there. The Bruins pressing DuPont and Badney and Lonsbury all tied up in the back. Up in the face. Referee Art Scove is looking.
I had no idea.
Better knee.
I didn't know he never took his mask off on the ice.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and he doesn't want his
Holy shit,
teammates
I
to
don't
see
know.
his facial expressions.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was an iconic white mask.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know?
was like, if we win it, I'll take it off while I'm on the ice. Only then.
Wow. If they win the cup.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Wow. Wow. All right. Jules, great job. As always, you were fantastic. Everybody have a great day. We love you. What a win. It's a Victory Monday. Enjoy it. These don't happen a lot the way this one worked out. This is a fun one. Going to be a fun week. Keep it right here at PHLY. See you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.